Today, we're going back to the golden years of rock, through photographs that captured the music, the people, and the moments around them. Bon Scott was still new to AC/DC when photographs like this began appearing. In September 1974, he climbed on stage to jam with the band at Adelaide's Puraka Hotel and officially joined soon afterward. Their first full concert with Bon followed in October. He was already an experienced frontman, but AC/DC gave him the setting that matched his humor, timing, and sharp-edged delivery. The men in the cinema shirts are the clue. This was not simply another Grateful Dead show. The band's 5-night October run at Winterland was being filmed. Touring with their enormous sound system had become so expensive that Jerry Garcia saw film as a possible way to preserve the live experience without moving the entire operation from city to city. He took charge of the project, then spent far longer editing than expected. The concerts ended the band's touring schedule for a time, while the Grateful Dead movie did not reach theaters until 1977. This photograph is usually dated 1978, but Bob Gruen's archive places it at New York's Mud Club in March 1979. Linda Stein, seated beside Joey Ramone, explains why this group ended up at one table. She co-managed the Ramones and moved easily between musicians, labels, journalists, and nightlife. Bowie was not dropping into a random punk photograph. He had entered a downtown circle built as much by managers and clubs as by the bands themselves. The Union Jack clothing fits 1967, but The Who's cleverest British statement that year was made on record. Pete Townsend did not have enough finished songs for the album the label wanted, so the band built The Who Sell Out, like a pirate radio broadcast, complete with station jingles and fake commercials. It arrived soon after Radio London closed, turning a practical shortage of material into a funny, affectionate farewell to the stations that had helped the group. Gilmour is sitting backstage during a tour that still closed with The Dark Side of the Moon. But the first half of Pink Floyd's shows was already looking ahead. Audiences heard an early Shine On You Crazy Diamond, plus Raving and Drooling, and You've Got to Be Crazy. The last two would not reach an album until 1977, under the titles Sheep and Dogs. Pink Floyd were testing major pieces in public years before declaring them finished. Creedence's first hit came from a plan built for a very specific kind of radio. John Fogerty stretched Dale Hawkins' Susie Q into an 8-minute performance because San Francisco's freeform station KMPX could play records that ordinary AM stations would avoid. The strategy worked. The track became the band's first national success in 1968. It is a curious beginning for a group later famous for songs that rarely wasted a second. The photograph makes Dylan look like a guest at the ceremony. Springsteen had just inducted him into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. During the closing jam, Dylan sang Like a Rolling Stone, while Springsteen and Mick Jagger joined the chorus. The honoree became the quiet center of a stage crowded with famous admirers. East German organizers did not present Springsteen's concert exactly as he understood it. Without his approval, the event was promoted as supporting the Nicaraguan government, an official political purpose he had not accepted. Springsteen answered from the stage in German, saying he was not for or against any government and had come to play rock and roll, hoping that one day all barriers would be torn down. He followed the statement with Bob Dylan's Chimes of Freedom. The concert mattered deeply to many East Germans, but it did not single-handedly bring down the Berlin Wall. Lemmy's voice on Hawkwind's biggest single was not part of the original live performance. Silver Machine had been recorded at London's Roundhouse, with its writer, Robert Calvert, singing. When the vocal was judged unsuitable for release, the band tried replacements in the studio and finally handed the microphone to Lemmy. His overdub helped turn the track into a British #3 hit and made the group's bassist the voice most listeners remembered. Boz Scaggs was still searching for the right setting in 1974. For Slow Dancer, Columbia paired him with former Motown producer Johnny Bristol, moving the music towards strings, rhythm and blues arrangements, and a smoother vocal style. The album climbed no higher than number 81, but it was not a dead end. After Silk Degrees succeeded 2 years later, listeners returned to Slow Dancer, and it eventually earned a gold record. Fame On became Hendrix's final official concert, but listeners had to wait decades to hear an authorized release. He played the German festival on September 6, 1970, with Billy Cox and Mitch Mitchell. The recording remained in the archive until the Hendrix estate's Dagger Records issued it in 2005. By then, the rough festival document mattered precisely because it preserved the final official concert performance of his career. This backstage meeting came during Live Aid, where both men lost part of the performance they had planned. Bowie removed a song so the broadcast could show a Canadian news report on the Ethiopian famine. Later, McCartney began Let It Be with a failed microphone. Bowie, Pete Townsend, Alison Moyet, and Bob Geldof joined him as the sound returned. One change was deliberate, the other technical, but both became part of the event's memory. Whiskey in the Jar began during a rehearsal that was going nowhere. Phil Lynott picked up Eric Bell's spare guitar and started singing Irish songs as a joke. Bell joined him, Brian Downey followed, and manager Ted Carroll heard a possible single from downstairs. The band resisted because they had left Ireland partly to escape that kind of material. Bell later shaped the guitar introduction after hearing Uilleann pipes, then imagined the main riff during a taxi ride. What began as boredom became Thin Lizzy's first major hit.